The sun was setting over a golden beach, casting long shadows across the sand where four of football's greatest legends were enjoying a rare moment of peace. The sound of waves crashing gently mixed with laughter as Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappé, and Neymar played a relaxed game of beach football. No crowds, no pressure, just pure love for the game. The ball moved effortlessly between them, each touch showcasing the magic that made them icons of the sport. It felt like time had slowed down, as if the world itself paused to watch this perfect moment. Then something unexpected happened. As Neymar attempted a skillful flick near the edge of the shore, the ball rolled farther than intended and disappeared into a cluster of rocks. Mbappé sprinted to retrieve it, but as he reached down, he noticed something unusual partially buried beneath the sand. It wasn't just the ball, there was an old, weathered object sticking out, covered in grains of sand and sea salt. Curious, he pulled it free. It was a bottle, sealed tightly, with something rolled up inside. The mood shifted instantly. Ronaldo walked over, his curiosity piqued. Messi followed quietly, eyes focused, while Neymar brushed off the sand from the bottle. With careful hands, Ronaldo broke the seal and pulled out an ancient-looking piece of parchment. It was fragile, its edges worn, but the markings on it were clear. This was no ordinary paper. It was a map. A treasure map. For a moment, none of them spoke. The only sound was the ocean breeze fluttering the parchment slightly. Then Neymar laughed, thinking it must be some kind of joke. But Messi shook his head, pointing at the symbols. These weren't random drawings. There were coordinates, landmarks, and a path leading to what looked like an island marked with a bold X. Mbappé's eyes lit up with excitement. "What if it's real?" he said. Ronaldo looked out toward the endless horizon, his competitive spirit awakening in a completely new way. "Only one way to find out," he replied. Within hours, their relaxing beach day transformed into the beginning of an unforgettable journey. They arranged for a small but powerful boat, stocked it with supplies, and set out into the open sea under the cover of twilight. The sky turned deep blue, scattered with stars that seemed to guide them forward. The map rested securely in Messi's hands, his sharp mind already analyzing every detail. The journey was not easy. As they sailed deeper into unknown waters, the calm sea gave way to powerful waves. The wind picked up, testing their resolve. Neymar, usually full of flair and humor, grew quiet as he watched the storm clouds gather. Mbappé kept his focus on navigating, his speed now translated into quick decisions. Ronaldo stood at the front, unwavering, while Messi continued studying the map, tracing the route with precision. The storm hit without warning. Rain poured down in sheets, and lightning split the sky. The boat rocked violently, threatening to throw them off course. For a moment, it felt like the journey might end before it truly began. But these were not ordinary men. They had faced pressure, criticism, and impossible odds throughout their careers. This was just another challenge, different, but not unbeatable. Ronaldo shouted directions over the roaring wind, Mbappé adjusted the sails with incredible agility, Neymar secured the equipment, and Messi guided them using the map, even as it threatened to tear in the storm. Together, they fought through the chaos. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the storm passed. The ocean calmed, and the clouds parted to reveal the moon shining brightly above. In the distance, a shadow appeared, an island. As they approached, the atmosphere shifted again. The island was unlike anything they had seen before. Tall cliffs surrounded it, covered in dense jungle that seemed untouched by time. The air felt heavy, filled with mystery. This was the place marked on the map. They anchored the boat and stepped onto the shore, their feet sinking slightly into the soft sand. Every sound felt amplified, the rustling of leaves, distant animal calls, and the gentle crash of waves behind them. It was both beautiful and intimidating. The map indicated a path through the jungle. Without hesitation, they began their trek. The deeper they went, the more the island revealed its secrets. Strange symbols carved into trees matched those on the map. Ancient stone structures, partially hidden by vines, hinted at a civilization long forgotten. Neymar couldn't help but comment on the beauty, while Mbappé stayed alert, sensing that danger could appear at any moment. Suddenly, they reached a clearing. At the center stood a massive stone door, covered in intricate carvings. The X on the map led directly here. This was it, the entrance to whatever treasure lay hidden within. But it wasn't going to be easy. The door had no handle, only a series of symbols arranged in a pattern. Messi stepped forward, studying them carefully. His mind worked like it did on the pitch, analyzing, predicting, solving. After a few moments, he noticed something. The symbols resembled positions on a football field. Ronaldo smiled. "A puzzle," he said. "Now this feels familiar." Together, they worked to solve it. Neymar suggested combinations, Mbappé tested them quickly, Messi refined the logic, and Ronaldo made the final call. With a deep rumble, the stone door began to move, slowly opening to reveal a dark passage. They exchanged glances. There was no turning back now. Inside, the air was cool and still. The passage led them into a vast underground chamber illuminated by faint, glowing crystals embedded in the walls. The sight was breathtaking. At the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, and on it, a chest. The treasure. But as they approached, the ground beneath them shifted. Traps activated, arrows shooting from the walls, and the floor began to collapse in sections. Instinct took over. Mbappé dashed forward with incredible speed, avoiding danger with ease. Neymar followed with agile movements, almost dancing through the chaos. Messi calculated each step perfectly, while Ronaldo powered through with determination. They reached the chest just in time. Ronaldo lifted the lid, expecting gold, jewels, or something of immense material value. But what they found was something entirely different. Inside the chest was a glowing orb, pulsating with energy. It wasn't just an object, it felt alive, as if it held something powerful and meaningful. Alongside it was another piece of parchment, this one newer, with a message written clearly. It spoke of legacy. The message explained that the true treasure was not wealth, but the journey, the unity, and the courage it took to reach this point. It described how legends are not defined by what they possess, but by what they overcome and how they inspire others. For a moment, everything was silent. The four players looked at each other, understanding the deeper meaning behind what they had experienced. This wasn't just a treasure hunt. It was a reflection of their lives, the challenges, the teamwork, the passion. Neymar broke the silence with a smile. "So, no gold," he joked. Messi chuckled softly. Mbappé shook his head, still amazed by everything they had seen. Ronaldo placed the orb back gently, respecting its significance. "Some things are worth more than gold," he said. As they made their way back to the surface, the island seemed less intimidating and more like a place of wonder. The journey had changed them, even if only slightly. They had stepped out of their world and into something extraordinary, and they would carry that experience with them forever. Back on the boat, as the sun began to rise, they looked back at the island one last time. It stood quietly in the distance, guarding its secrets. The adventure was over. But the story would live on. And somewhere, hidden beyond the horizon, there were still mysteries waiting to be discovered.